My name is Carl Gelman, and I'm speaking today regarding early voting. This is utmost important. This is one of the most important elections since the passage of the 1965 Voting Rights Act. And everybody should be encouraged to go out and vote. Early voting here in Atlanta, Georgia began on October the 27th. And you should be able to check your local newspaper and find out the nearest early voting place in your neighborhood. Also, if you cannot vote, do early voting. I hope you go out and vote on November the 4th. This is a very important election because today, American standing in the world is very low. We've got a war that's been going on over 7 years in Iraq. We're spending over $10 billion a month when this money should be spent right here home in America. And Barack Obama is talking about bringing the troops home. We need to bring the troops home and take this money to build the infrastructure here in America, build the bridges and improve schools. That's why this election is so important. And we're asking everybody to get out and vote. I'd just like to say a few things about John McCain, which a lot of people don't know about. And I don't know why the major media has yet to pick this up. John McCain's ancestors was one of the largest slave owners in Mississippi. I'm speaking specifically about Carroll County, Mississippi. There is a major museum there. It's not a major museum. It's a museum for a little small town in Carrollton, Mississippi, called the Carrollton Memorial Museum. In that museum, an entire floor is devoted to the McCain family legacy there. Not only was his family involved in slavery, but John McCain Sr. became sheriff for 2 terms, and he practiced something what you call peonage, P-E-O-N-A-G-E. What has happened after slavery, after chains were taken off. African American males were arrested on false charges. They were brought to jail, and the people who owned the plantation during slavery, during harvest season, they would come pay $25 to get them out of jail, and the black male had to work on the farm and harvest the crop. That was nothing but a slick form of slavery. Also, up until 1958, on that same plantation, sharecropping took place on McCain's family plantation in Carroll County, Mississippi. Sharecropping is a slick form of slavery. And this was some of the things that went on, and yet the media have yet to pick it up. And I want to speak about something else very important, which the media have totally ignored. John McCain voted against Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday being a national holiday. Dr. King was the one who put his life on the line so African Americans in this country and other people could have a better way of life. The Civil Rights Bill did more than just help African Americans. It helped Hispanics, Asians, and other minorities. But yet John McCain didn't see fit to vote for his birthday. Dr. King was the first African American in this country to have a national holiday. And we make a part of this country. We built this country. We cut the trees and excavated the land. So we felt that it was important for Dr. King's birthday to be a national holiday, and John McCain was opposed to that. Another thing, too, John McCain led the fight against sanctions against South Africa. I worked with Randall Robinson, who headed up Trans-Africa. And John McCain voted against sanctions. In fact, the U.S. Congress had to vote to override Ronald Reagan's veto of the bill. And it was sanctions that brought the apartheid regime to its knees in South Africa. And yet this is something very important. Today, Africa has 33 of the most precious minerals for high technology. So how can he be effective trying to deal with Africa and the people in South Africa know that he was opposed to sanctions against South Africa? In fact, he left the fight to block sanctions against Rhodesia, which later on became Zimbabwe. Also, he was opposed to sanctions in Southwest Africa, which later on became Angola. in southern part of Africa. So I feel that Barack Obama is the best person for this particular job because I feel he can represent us not only on a national scene, he can do a better job on the international scene. And we need to improve our standing around the world. We live in a global economy. We need somebody who can relate to people around the world. And I feel Barack Obama is the best man to do the job. Thank you.